Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to askNK. And today we have news, and today's news is coming from the guys at Adobe. So not long ago we did talk about Adobe and Adobe Max 2019 event, and alongside the event a couple of tools have been released. So one of the tools that have been released that we're going to talk about today is the tool called Dimension. Now this tool came up like in 2017, and then it was called Project Felix, and over time, you know, they got to refine this. We have not really seen a huge update come over, but today we have a couple of things that you would like to know. One thing to note is the Adobe Dimension is a tool that is created for designers. So in case you're a designer and you want to do some cool rendering, then this tool is for you. But nonetheless, if you're doing some very intensive, 3D modeling stuff, then of course you should check out the new features that have made their way to KeyShot 9. Now with that said, let's get right into the brand new features that have made their way to Adobe Dimension 3.0. The very first one is the support for multi-directional light. And this time you can add as much light as you want. You can customize this light the way you want them, change the position, shape, and also color. The next cool feature that is coming to Dimension is match image. So have you been in that situation where you want to match your 3D object with the background object that you have, or maybe a picture that you've taken? So in Dimension right now, if you're doing product design, product photography, or you just want to do some cool product rendering, you can now get that product and you can match it against the background. This is pretty cool, I must say, knowing fully well that the guys at Luxion have just added the same exact feature, but I kind of think that the one that exists in Dimension kind of works a little bit more flawless, owing to the fact that you don't necessarily need to go in there, set the X, Y, and Z angles. All you have to do is just push a button and Dimension will calculate this for you. There's a lot of talk about the Adobe Sensei, and I think it is actually tied into a couple of things that these guys have released. Now the number 3 feature that is coming to Dimension is the GPU support. Now the guys at Adobe have actually gone through to add GPU support for Dimension. So in case you're making use of an Nvidia card, now you can take advantage of the Nvidia ray tracing technology that exists. There's a couple of GPUs that are supported that is coming from Nvidia. Right now there is no talk about AMD support, and it would be really cool to actually see something like this come to Adobe Dimension. So there's also a couple of novelty features that have also made their way to Dimension 3. But before we talk about those novelty features, let's also talk about one more thing that they have added. So they've also added a direct export to Project Aero. So these guys have talked about Project Aero a long time, and Project Aero simply is their augmented reality authoring app. So they've actually displayed a couple of things about it. When the whole Photoshop camera came out, they talked a lot about it. They've also talked about it with so many other apps as well. So Dimension is not out of the equation. And speaking about Project Aero, it is now officially shipping for iOS. There's no talk about Android right now, so in case you want to try it out, you want to work with Dimension and throw it over to Aero, test these things out, you can see those things. Now let's talk about those novelty features that are here. Now they have a brand new universal select tool. So the universal select tool now exists. It reminds me of Vectri, an online 3D modeling and rendering tool that also has that parametric kind of manipulator, and at the same time it reminds me of ZBRUSH, and I also think Blender has something like that. So I think it's now a thing for all these 3D apps to be coming up with universal select tool as their default selection mode. So this is a novelty feature that is coming over as well to Dimension, and the performance on the viewport now has been improved. It really looks a bit nicer than what it used to look like before. So I think these updates are actually very scanty, and so in case you want to create some 3D rendering of your Photoshop files, or let's say you want to do some mockups, I think Dimension is the best tool for you to get your hands in. These are the brand new features in Dimension 3.0. I would like to know if you guys use this tool and what you think about it in the comment section. If you want to get Dimension, it goes for about $21 per month, and at the same time, if you want to get it with the Creative Cloud and the Creative Suite, of course you'll be paying about $80 per month to get this. Dimension is available for Windows and also for Mac, and if you want to try this thing out, you want to see the release note and check out the blog, link to that is going to be in the description. If you want to check out some very cool 3D stuff and cool textures, cool materials, and cool stuff that you like to play with for any 3D app of your choice, link to that is also going to be in the description, so you can go through and check those out. And tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. Do you like this tool? Have you used it before? Which of the new features excites you the most? I'm quite excited about the GPU rendering and also the new lighting stuff. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like button and also turn on notification. And if you're new here, it's going to be amazing if you can hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. And until I see you guys again with a tutorial update, Free Friday, Tutorial Tuesday, tips and tricks, things like this. Peace.